This is William K. Maritime Witness 1, and today I would like to talk about bromances and other matters. Now, there seems to be an on-again, off-again relationship with the owners of a certain blog and KIRK Pendergrass, who is now basically the voice of E-Clause, along with the material witness to the murder down in Florida of Christopher Hallett. Now, apparently, the day after Chris Hallett was murdered, KIRK Pendergrass did a live stream, which was interesting in itself for other reasons. But in the chat, if you look to the right of Mr. Pendergrass's image, somebody asked a simple question. And the question basically was, quote, was there evidence found in Neely's car? Close quote. Now, any investigative reporter would ask that question because it's pertinent. This is a crime that was committed. It was a murder that was committed. So people would want to know if any evidence was found in the car. And since KIRK Pendergrass was a partner of Chris Hallett, he would be more likely to have that kind of information. And as noted below that, someone said, oh, that's a good question. Now, the owner of a certain blog took issue with the fact that this question was asked so close to the death of Chris Hallett. And the person that took issue, or at least the person whose name appears on the blog, is supposed to be an investigative reporter. And investigative reporters are supposed to investigate. But I guess there's supposed to be some kind of waiting time between somebody's murdered and when you start doing investigative reporting. Because as of now, there are all kinds of conspiracy theories being thrown out there as to what happened to Mr. Hallett, why, and who actually committed the murder. And the suspect that is in jail right now awaiting trial for the murder of Chris Hallett is not being discussed as a suspect in the murder, but instead is being discussed as someone who was framed for the murder. And there is no evidence. Now, what has the blog in question provided as so-called evidence? Well, there's a picture of an old car in front of an auto parts store, and the caption in there is about yours truly, who seems to be the target of these people. I'm being called an alleged child murderer, whatever. I'm accused of capital crimes, and I'm also accused of being a domestic terrorist. Now, I don't know what I did to become a domestic terrorist in the eyes of these people, but I am not the only one. For it is anyone who dares question the actions of these people, the truth of their actions, the truth of their claims, and question the fact that the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force even exists. And we also question whether or not the Pedophile Task Force is actually a government agency, of which it is not. in other matters. We ask practical questions. We ask, okay, you claim that Chris Hallett filed arrest warrants with the Marion County Court. Produce the arrest warrants. Produce the date of November 2nd, which was when these arrest warrants were allegedly filed. They refuse to do that. Instead, they engage in personal, fictional attacks against anyone who questions them. Anyone and everyone. Nobody is exempt. If you go in and doubt the word of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force and anyone related to it, these people will attack you. So, this is what we who are out for the truth have to put up with. We have to put up with these morons who refuse to tell the truth, refuse to answer the questions that are asked of them, and continue on this campaign of defamation and slander. And the question has to be why? Why is such an increased concentration of this sort of activity after the murder of Chris Hallett is in place? It makes one wonder if there is something these people are hiding, something that these people are trying to steer the general public away from. What is their association with Chris Hallett? What is it about the murder of Chris Hallett that has these people going in this direction? There may be more to this case than just a simple matter of a woman getting mad at a man and shooting him because he broke his promises. There may be something underneath all of this. Was this woman brainwashed by these people into creating this scenario of murdering this man? Was she pushed into it by false accusations against her? That Chris Hallett not only was not able to procure her children, but in fact was working against her to make sure that she did not get her children back. This seems to be the prevailing theory, that this woman got angry and she murdered the man because she determined that he was not able to procure her children and in fact was working against her getting her children. This is what Marion County probably should be working at. And another thing that came up was that this group is not happy that paperwork has been given to the Marion County Sheriff's Office and to the Florida State Attorney regarding the illegal practices of law without a license that's been alleged against Chris Hallett and others who are part of E-Clause. Rather than defend themselves against these charges, they go around making personal attacks against me and others in order to distract people from the true question here. And I would suggest to anyone, even those who support these individuals in this task force and high command and so on, to do your homework. Start doing some checks. You might want to start with the Department of Justice, General Services Administration, the General Accountability Office, and with the Joint Special Operations Command in the state of Florida. They would be happy to talk to you people and let you know that none of these people have any affiliation with any of these entities. They are not part of the government. There is no such thing as a defense contractor auditor with the Department of Justice, and Chris Hallett certainly is not there. There is no contract. There is no communication with Congress. There is nothing. And the matter that was posted where $400 was paid to the court has absolutely nothing to do with arrest warrants. And we know this because nobody on their side in their group has produced any paperwork of any warrants that would be dated and stamped and notarized by the court. And so until such time as this paperwork is produced, we have to come to the conclusion that these people are once again lying their asses off. So there we are on this nice cold Wednesday afternoon. Another day of personal attacks, another day of diversion, another day of lies, another day of slander, another day of defamation of character, and another day where these people are demonstrating that they are scared to death of something. They are trying to shut us up and to distract people away from the story we are telling them. They are trying to distract us from telling the truth about them. And it's not going to work. It's just going to make us double down and work that much harder to expose the lies of these people. And so I would suggest that you like, subscribe to my channel, share this content so more people can wake up to the fraud that these people are committing over there in the pedophile task force and the high command and the crusades and the blogs and all this stuff. And just ask yourself why. Why the personal attacks from what is supposed to be a government agency? Why no talk about the actual cases of children missing, abused, and so on and so forth that's in the news? There's plenty of it out there. But rather than do that, these people would concentrate on personal attacks against their critics. Kind of something to think about as you see the kind of images that are put up on their various Facebook and Twitter sites and so on and so forth. Do a little homework, folks. You know, about time the truth came out, and we're bringing the truth out and they're not. This is William K. Murtaugh, Witness 1. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and have a good one.